Hey,
Yeah,
how's it
right.
going? This is the Orange and White Aftermath. My name is Anthony, and I'm here with my co-host and best friend, Ben.
Ben is
Ben.
ready.
So yesterday was the Austin Peay versus UT game. Had a little bit of a weather delay, so today we're going to talk real quick about our opinions, our thoughts, real quick, and we're going to go ahead and get rolling. So Ben, what are your overall thoughts about yesterday's game? Be honest now.
Very painful game. Probably one of the most painful games I've watched. It's
Yeah.
just, I
Oh,
think it was on for over 4 hours. I mean,
gosh.
it was just,
Reminds you
it
of
was,
it reminded me of the Butch Jones era, somewhere Butch Jones is smiling. He was smiling for that game a little bit.
yeah, it was just, I mean, Saturday marked one of the worst offensive outputs under Heupel, no doubt.
Actually, I read a stat. This was his lowest ever scoring game as a head coach ever.
Okay,
Ever.
okay, I believe it. Because listen,
Ever.
Anthony, okay, Tennessee did not score a touchdown until 15 seconds before halftime.
Yeah.
Pretty stagnant. I mean, at one point in the second quarter, Austin Peay had 120 yards to our 59.
I think
Austin,
Joe I think
Austin
Joe
Peay Governors.
I know.
The Governors.
Now they did win their
Well, they
conference
won their
last year.
conference last year.
I understand that. They did win their conference last year. They weren't a pushover, okay? They weren't a pushover team, but still, they were dirty. They were dirty. They were chop blocking. They were blows
They
to the
were. I
head.
thought
They
my
were
son
dirty.
is the same thing. I thought they played a little dirty too, and we did get some calls there. I mean,
No, they got every call in the book.
they flat out. That one guy took a jump and nailed Harry. They called nothing, and then that one time they blanketed one of our receivers. I can't remember it was in the
Yeah.
end zone, and they didn't call it.
So yeah,
But
I mean overall, I thought that it was. I'm not gonna say it's going to be painful to watch, but it was. It's almost like Josh Heupel was. He only ran maybe or Joey Halsley, whoever calling the plays. They maybe ran 10 offensive plays.
I agree. And
So
so
I don't.
many bubble screen, and the receivers kept getting penalties on the bubble
It's
screen.
true. And another thing I noticed they didn't utilize Joe Milton's running ability. You know how many times he ran the ball?
How many?
Once. You know what he did?
He failed.
He scored a touchdown.
Oh, well, that one time I remember he ran it another time. It was
Might have
like
failed.
nobody didn't get near him and he failed. I mean, this guy's big. Can we just kind of maybe run over somebody like Josh Allen or something?
I know. Again, goes with my video. Joe doesn't have the heart. I don't think he does.
Well,
So
I mean, two quick things overall. We didn't run through the tee, not good. And every time we play in new uniforms, it seems like something crazy happens.
there's like some sort of mystical magic. One, you didn't get christened by the glorious the glorious T, and two, you're right, new uniforms. I mean, look at Lane Kiffin came out against South Carolina though at halftime with all black on Halloween. Kind
Yeah.
of ended up well for us. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, but I do agree with you. Maybe they were too into their heads or whatnot. Um, but let's kind of shift here. Offense. What stood out most to you about offense?
I mean, we run the same 9, 10 plays. I just want us to throw the ball down the field. I mean, last year it
Yeah.
seems like we opened it up and we threw it down the field, but it seems like we were just throwing it to the side.
Well, Joe was what 1 for 6 or 1 for 7, and he was not very impressive
I
opening
mean,
up, throwing the ball. Brew McCoy had a drop. Dante Thornton had a drop. Squirrel White had a drop. Ramel Keaton had a drop. Castles had a drop. Now all those balls should be. If you're a D1 athlete, what's the rule? If the ball hits your hands, you do what?
you touch the ball, you catch it. It's what
Catch
we're
it.
back
Now
on.
and again, they dropped him. So I would say that's 50-50. Receivers didn't play well at all, and so I
No,
think
no.
so I think
They,
Joey Halsley just said, "We're screw it. We're just going to do our bread and butter. We're just going to beat you with pure physical."
yeah, I mean, the wide receiver group had multiple penalties. I mean, and when they did throw it down the field, uh, they were moving with the speed of light with football. I mean, we didn't catch them.
Another
Too
thing that really,
high.
another thing that really worried me about Joe throwing was he really left his receivers out to dry. There was one play he chucked it up to Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt. He could have had a play. But he threw the ball so high, Jalen Hyde had to make a huge jump and catch it, and he about like got his legs broken. I mean, Joe is putting those guys in horrible. He did it Squirrel White. He's putting those guys in horrible, precarious situations where they're trying to make the catch, and if they make the catch, they're going to get killed. So,
well, I mean, they were 3 for 12 on third down.
I got the stats pulled up right now, and again, yeah, they were 3 for 12 on third down. Again, like you said earlier, that was a Josh Heupel offense, which is unheard of. 3 for 12.
Well, I mean, wonder why we don't throw the ball down the field on Austin Peay. Are we saving something for Florida? I mean, is it that crucial? I mean,
I think so.
Like to throw the ball down the field.
I would like to hope. I would like to hope so that he's not dialing anything up. They didn't dial anything up. You saw very vanilla calls against in the first game against Virginia, and we still beat them like a drum.
Well,
today you saw an even more remote, or yesterday you saw more like even more transparent than vanilla. I don't even know what's more transparent than vanilla, but very basic calls. So I'm thinking that's not. You cannot tell me that Josh Heupel did not see the huge open field, and basically Joe could have pulled that ball numerous times, but he didn't. And you cannot tell me with Josh Heupel and what he's done in the last 2 years, didn't recognize that. You know, so they were just playing like.
It just didn't look like a Coach Heupel coach team. That thing, it just seemed really off. I mean, they were getting penalties. They just couldn't throw the ball down the field.
Now, I would say that's the refs. Those refs were calling some BS calls, and I'm not saying that just because. I mean, they weren't calling them one way either. Sorry, both ways. They were calling them one way. They called three PIs, and what was his name? Was it Turnage? Not Turnage. Was it? I think it was Turnage number. They kept picking on him, or was it Haddon?
Oh no, they kept picking on Kamal Haddon.
That was Haddon. They kept picking on him, and he had 3 PIs. But then Joe throws that ball up in the end zone, and the exact same play happens. Squirrel White just gets ran into by their defender because he didn't look around, and there was no PI. And so it was very one way. And those hold calls, that was just so nitpicky in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It was a catchable ball by Squirrel.
So,
I mean, so it was definitely, he just kind of stood over him.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I think it could have, that should have been a penalty. But, I mean, I can't believe we're discussing and complaining about penalties against Austin Peay, but we are, aren't we?
We are. We are Tennessee fans, right? We're used to it.
Yeah, I mean, but speaking of offense, with slow starts against Virginia and Austin Peay, the 2 first games,
now
we're outscoring our opponents 27-10.
Yeah, but I want you to look at this, Ben.
Virginia, that's just not us.
But watch this. We are air raid offense, right? Who do you think had more passing yards yesterday? Austin Peay or University of Tennessee?
Well, I'm looking at the stats, and it's Austin Peay.
Austin Peay out threw us by almost 32 yards. I know it's not a lot, but it's still Austin Peay.
Still, that's crazy.
But what's even crazier is, though, we had the exact same amount of yards rushing the ball. We were perfectly 50-50. And I'm a physicist, so I love numbers, and that is just crazy remarkable. We had 228 yards of offense on passing and running. Again, quick standouts for me. Jaquilin Wright. He was my number 1 pick and my top. That kid is balling out, Ben. You cannot say that I didn't pick a really good number 1. He's balling out, and I don't think he's done. Jabari Smalls came in, ran the ball well. So those are my 2 standouts in offense. You have anybody else you want to pick on?
No, I mean, I think Jalen Wright's running the ball really strong. I agree.
He was good. I mean, they're all doing good. The offensive line, again, it's hard to gauge because, Dane Davis was in, Ollie Lane was in. I mean, they were shifting dudes around like crazy. Like that, I don't know if they kept the same 5 dudes in every series. I think they were just, again, I think they were using Austin Peay as a really fancy scrimmage. And they ran a very limited offense with limited people. Again, you didn't have Keelan Feely starting linebacker. I didn't see a lot of our starting defensive line in towards the end, basically the whole second quarter. Like the defense was again being vanilla. I don't think Banks he didn't have all his heavy hitters in. So maybe he was just using this time. They knew they were going to win, right? And I think they were using this time to get some guys some playing time that haven't typically had it.
Well, I mean, I think I like to take a minute. I think I got to give Austin Peay some credit because they threw everything at us.
Oh, they were hyped.
And they came in. They were hyped up. They played with a lot of energy, and I think honestly, it kind of took us by surprise there for a bit.
That's the best game they're going to play all year. I'm going to say it.
Well, I mean, I really think I think they surprised us the way they came out.
Yeah, we just thought we were going to come up there and smack them in the mouth. And again,
yeah, exactly. They thought they just going to show up on the field and play and win, but I mean, you wouldn't think so.
They did well. I mean, they were 5 of 18. They had 340 yards total. Again, let's shift to defense now. You said it. Me and you were texting yesterday in the game, and you said, "What'd you say about our defensive backs? They still what?"
I'm just still uncertain about our DBs. They look like last year's DBs.
First game, they were doing well. You know, I thought they were doing well, but they still let Austin Peay throw for 260 yards against them, that's not acceptable.
Well, they couldn't stop Austin Peay in the second half. I mean, I really wanted to see Nico get some playing time, and our defense couldn't get off the field in the second half. I mean, it's just like
again.
Just had a taste of last year.
They did not. And another thing I was noticing, they didn't go after the quarterback as much. I mean, we still had, I think we had 7 or 8 sacks. I can't find that. I think we had a lot of sacks.
Well, I will say Beasley's our anchor on defense. He had 2 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, and 9 total tackles. So he's the anchor right now, still doing well.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be well, and again, I think Banks was also being very vanilla in his play calling. I don't think he brought the house as much as we saw against Virginia. Again, he didn't have Feely in, and he didn't have probably. I didn't see Norman Locke play a lot. I seen
him out there.
I know, but he didn't play as much as he did. I would think in Virginia. So again, I just wonder if they were using this as a dry rehearsal to get people more. Just kind of give them some game time, being used to the lights.
A lot of players did. A lot of reps.
That's me playing devil's advocate to how piss poor of a job we played.
Well, we just got to clean up our flags.
I mean, here's the thing. We still won by 17 points, man. 17. If this was 4 years ago, we'd be singing, "Oh, happy day, here we go. Feels like 98, baby. Drinking the freaking Kool-Aid." But like you said, we're used to that high-scoring, high-flying offense, and we didn't see it, so... I think a lot of Tennessee fans are upset by it. I personally am kind of like, there's more to play here. I think Tennessee fans are playing checkers, and Josh Heupel's playing chess. Next week, let's shift to next week. Okay, we'll make this a quick segment. Next week we go to where we going, Ben?
Gainesville.
That's the Swamp, baby. That is gonna be hype. They're going to be hyped. They just beat McNeese. Let's look here. This is Florida. They beat McNeese. Who is it? Who is McNeese? Anybody know? The Cowboys?
No, I honestly don't know. It was 49-7
Florida? Yeah, 49-7. Yeah, 49-7 Florida. They only had, we see here, how much offense? They only allowed 112 yards. Again, offense or defense. That actually caused Florida's defense, I think, to be in the top 5 overall in the entire country. So their defense is going to give us a little. I mean, they didn't play bad against Utah, but then again, Utah. Are they as good as Utah from last year? I think not. They also Utah yesterday didn't have their starting QB, so.
We got to show it with some fire. I mean, I just say. This game's done. Press reset. Go to Gainesville. Let's get back on track. Let's get this train rolling.
What has worried me about this year so far is not the defense. I think I told you my pregame videos. I was really hype on the defense. I think they're going to be a game changer. I don't think we've seen the full potential of them yet, but just our offense is stuttering. They can't get going. Like last year, last year they didn't get going as fast either. But this year it seems like they're just, I don't know. It seems like they're just missing a little bit of spark.
Yes, exactly.
So who's going to be the spark for them? I think somebody's got to step up. Is it your best kept secret? Who's that man? Oh, big old.
Thornton.
Dante, he didn't ball out yesterday. He dropped a couple balls, man.
Well, I don't believe he's comfortable yet. He just looks very uncomfortable. Once he gets comfortable, I think he'll be fine. But if you think about it, McCoy, Squirrel, Keaton fumbled. None of the receivers have really looked
Oh
comfortable.
yeah, Ramel did fumble. That's bad. I mean, again, we did everything we could to
He just
piss that game
it was
away.
such a just not a good game to watch.
Sloppy,
Uh,
sloppy game.
but once Thornton gets comfortable, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good.
I think so. I think next week I expect to see those long passes, those long bombs. I
Well, I
expect to
hope you're
see.
right.
I
I hope
expect him
you're
to have
right.
the offensive line figured out. You're going to see Cooper Mays. Do you think Keenan Feely will play the linebacker?
I don't think he will.
When did he get
They,
hurt? I never saw him get hurt in Virginia.
His upper body injury. That's all they said. And they said he'd be out several weeks. So
Could
I
have
don't
been
expect
could have
to
been
see
picking up all those women on the strip after the game. That's what he's doing. Nah, I'm just kidding. He probably had a. I don't know. This kid,
well,
they could be playing chess, thinking, "Oh, they're not gonna have a real linebacker," and all of a sudden, guess who shows up? So I'm hoping. I'm hoping. They said a weeks. What kind of a? Maybe he'll be back by Florida, but he did again. Arian Carter did okay, I thought, in the
yeah, he
game.
did okay. He
So
did okay. Uh,
I'm not too worried about it. So I think we're going to be okay. But if we don't get out and we don't get our ball rolling early against Florida, it's going to be a long night. I'm going to say that. And what did I say? I said this, Ben. By game four, we're going to see the $9 million man, and I think that I,
Winfield have his pajamas on.
I don't care what he has on. Yeah, I don't care if he's got Crocs. I don't care if he's got a dress on. As long as he's slinging that rock and scoring TDs, he can wear
Well,
whatever he wants.
but honestly, that was one thing I was looking forward to that Austin Peay game. I wanted to see Nico get at least 7, 8 minutes, 9 minutes,
I
whatever.
think they wanted that as well.
To
But
get comfortable and didn't get any time because we didn't know where we was at.
yeah, I mean, I think that was the plan. Get him in there, get Gaston more in. Actually, I think you might actually see if Joe keeps playing the way Joe's playing. I think you might see Nico come in, and if Nico doesn't just look like a $9 million, you know what I'm saying? I think you'll see Gaston Moore come in. Gaston Moore is experienced. I said in this pregame, who would you think be talking about Gaston Moore? He looked the best out of those three quarterbacks, and I'm still on the Gaston Moore train. I think he's going to come in. He's a what is Gaston Moore? Is he a senior? Um, I don't know if he's a. He might be a senior actually. Real quick, but I think he's going to be. I think he'll be more of a pivotal role than
there like that.
he's a redshirt junior. So I'm just saying. He went to UCF with the hype man, so hype was gotta know.
So he's from Hilton Head. So what are you saying about Gaston Moore again, Anthony? Fill me in.
I'm saying that he might be here he is, look at him. I'm saying he might be more of a influential chess piece than what a lot of people have given him credit for. Again, I think Joe by game 4, I hate to say it, I think Joe has got all the keys for success. Dear God, the man is huge. And I'm not hating on Joe right now. I'm just saying I don't think Joe believes in Joe, and I've said this numerous times. I'm not gonna kill Joe over Austin Peay because I don't know how limited Joe was. Again, we're just the fans. But if Joe doesn't ball out against Florida, I think you're gonna see a huge shift.
Shift to Nico.
I think you'll see a shift to Nico, and then I think if Nico doesn't ball out, which there's a high probability that he won't, we are expecting a high school age kid to be the best quarterback in the entire country. There's only been one true freshman to ever, do well, and he's played in the NFL right now, and he played for Alabama. So I think Nico's good, but I don't know if he's that good. I think he needs another year under his belt. But I think the man right here, Gaston Moore, his little smirky smile. I think he'll come in, and I think he'll ball out.
Well, Anthony, now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you're on the Gaston Moore train, then why isn't he second string instead of third string? I mean, I think Nico's a high school. He's young.
Because Nico's the future. Yeah, Nico's got 4 years, potentially 5 left, and Gaston's only got 2 this year. Well, technically 1 and 1.75, whatever.
I do see what you're saying though. Gaston Moore is more seasoned.
He's solid.
Older, just being the system at UCF with Heupel, so I get what you're saying.
He's solid. He didn't go to UCF because he sucked. He went to UCF because he liked Heupel. And he didn't follow Heupel here just for no reason. And Heupel didn't bring him here just for no reason. So I don't even know if he's. So we'll see.
I remember you saying even before the season started, after 4 games, Nico will be in. We will see.
Let's see. I think you'll see a shift.
Who we got 4th game? It's UTSA.
I think you might see it. I think you might see him start 4th game if Joe doesn't ball out. And like you said yesterday,
sometimes you just need a new face, a new look, just to kind of get things moving.
Well, I think you said it. Maybe Joe needs that. Maybe Joe needs it. Like, hey, I got to send it. Anything else you want to add before we sign off?
Hey, that's it.
You know, guys, thanks for watching again. Me and Ben are just fans. We are not experts by any means. We are just 2 dads in Kingsport, Tennessee who love UT football. And sorry we didn't have a video last week. I had an unfortunate series of events happen. And we'll try to make some more videos coming out. I think now that we got the video conferencing figured out, I think we can pop them off pretty good. But Ben, you want to say anything today?
We got to go to Gainesville and get it.
First
test of the year.
Go Vols, baby.
Big game. Night game, 7:00 p.m. Gainesville?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be in Dagenham. I'll be in a wedding. I'm at my friend Jamie's wedding in Nashville. So my role is to give him updates on the game. Who gets married on a Saturday in Tennessee? Okay, I actually think Bill Lee made it illegal.
Unreal.
I think he did.
Come back. He made it illegal.
Yes, look.
Well, yeah.
I think he made it illegal to get married. Yeah. I think something like that. I think he might have made it. I don't know if it was a joke or something. I don't know. It was like he made it illegal for Tennessee for people to get. It must have been something else like a prank. But I saw it was like he made it illegal to get married on like Saturday if the Vols were playing, something silly like that. But again, thanks for hanging out with me and Ben. Please hit the like. Please subscribe for more UT content. We'll try to get videos out every week. And thanks again. And go Vols, baby, right?
Right. If you got anything to add, put some comments in there. Be happy to shoot back and forth.
That's right. All right. So thank y'all for watching. Go Vols.
Go Vols.